Hi, g'day guys, this is Temujin from SL Colonies, and today I'd like to introduce you the SLC Meter HUD, our RPG survival system. It's completely free, will be available on the marketplace shortly. Now, when you, I'd first like to introduce you all the features and walk you through some of the, how to use some of the features, a bit of a tutorial. So when you get the package from the marketplace or our in-world store, you'll be given a folder. It'll contain a registration board and a HUD and a meter. I suggest that if you haven't played before and registered with the system, that you don't wear the HUD and meter, because it will not work until you have registered, and you'll just have to reattach it later on anyway. So if you haven't played, go ahead and res this registration board. Now it's a Casper vendor, so we'll boot up and ask you for permissions to debit from your account. However, please rest assured it will not take any money from your account. This vendor is set to be completely free. When someone clicks it, they'll get a link to the website as such, and you'll also be sent the latest version if there is an update. So you can either use it to update your HUD and meter if there's ever an update in the future, or you can res this on your land if you're a sim builder and want your players to be able to get the meter. So we'll go ahead and register an account. Ask for your details. This is so you can recover your password. That's pretty much all it does. We have a great selection of agendas. We can add more if there are requests. And there's quite a few races. We can also add more. Currently the races don't actually do anything to the meter. However, we are working on it, and we'll have a tutorial possibly on the right hand side that shows you what each race, its racial benefits are. So you might have +1 to strength, +1, -1 to dexterity, and so on, which will affect your survival stats like health, energy, fatigue, regeneration and such. But we'll also have secondary stats that don't affect the meter but affect gameplay, such as wisdom, intelligence and charisma. Intelligence and wisdom might allow you to wear a certain, to attach a certain tool or an object. You'll need that. Or charisma might give you discounts with NPCs and trading merchant markets and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and select human, because it's going to be 0-0. All of them will be the same, and probably will end up being the most balanced class anyway, like every other game. Now professions, this game works in professions, so whatever profession you choose will be the job you do in the game. So if you choose to be a smith, you'll have access to the smith crafting table, so it'd be forges, stuff like that. So, and carpenter would have access to carpentries. Basically, when you craft something that is from your profession, so if you're a smith and you use a forge, you will gain crafting experience. As you gain crafting experience, you will level up in your profession. As you level up, you will gain access to more recipes that were locked to you before. However, if you use someone else's crafting table, if you needed to make something in carpentry, you can make things, but only level 1 recipes. So anything in more advanced, even intermediate, you wouldn't be able to do it. Secondly, anything you craft in other tables will not give you any crafting XP towards your profession. We will have the option to change professions if you're not happy with your profession. However, there will be a cost in crafting XP. We haven't decided on the cost yet, possibly 50% of your XP, so you have to level up again when you change professions. I'm going to go ahead and choose merchant, which is different again. It doesn't have crafting tables, but merchants are traders. You get discounts on the marketplace fees, you get more slots for buy and sell orders, and we don't know yet, but there might be other little perks to NPCs and stuff like that. Go ahead, register, and it tells me I'm registered. So I should be right to res my HUD and my meter. There we go. So I've used 1 slot. Now I'll run you quickly through the meter. As you can see, it displays your profile picture from your profile. This bar here is your health, and then you've got an energy bar. Up here you've got some icons you can use for various menus. You've also got some currency coins up here. gold, silver and copper. Now if you click your profile, you can go out of character, which will change your title to OOC, and it won't drain your stats. If you go RP on, you've got a countdown, so it stops people abusing the system to not get charged energy. So you get a countdown, you'll go back to roleplay. If you also, you can go here, show stats. It will show your biggest survival stats. So we do have the main ones, health and energy, but then you've also got hunger, thirst, blood, fatigue and sickness. These other stats are based on your racial stats: strength, dexterity, constitution. These three will affect your survival stats. As I was, you know how I was talking about the registration page before and your races, these affect your survival stats. These three, intelligence, wisdom and charisma, will affect your gameplay. All these, hunger, thirst and fatigue, will tick over every 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes you'll gain 1 hunger, 1 thirst and 1 fatigue. If you reach 100 in any of these, if you're fully dehydrated, hungry and totally fatigued, you'll start to drain 1 energy every 5 minutes, and you cannot recoup your energy unless you drink something or that recoups energy, or you refill yourself. Blood and sickness, basically they will stay. Blood will stay at 100 full and sickness will stay 0 unless you get attacked by something that causes bleeding. Then your blood will slowly trickle down by 1 every 5 minutes. If you ingest a poison, your poison will also go up every 5 minutes, and the only way to cure those is to see a healer, or to, you know, take a potion perhaps that cures illness, or wear a certain first aid device. So some with energy. So if you do fly, your energy will actually go down quicker, as you can see here. And it's the same with running. But these are your instant stats, so we don't want it to drain that quick while you're doing general gameplay. So when you stop running or flying, it'll regenerate the lost stats. The only time it stays down is if you're actually over hungry and thirsty. Now while you're running or flying, the 5-minute timer that reduces your energy and hunger and your other survival stats actually reduces. So for every minute that you are running, you will reduce your 5 minutes to 4 minutes until it gets to the next stage. So let me quickly run down these menus here, see if there's anything here I can show you. Hey, welcome back guys. So now I'd like to run you through the player inventory, this first icon here which looks like a backpack, and how to use you can view your inventory, give items from your inventory to other players, you can trade, use and res. But quickly I'll run you through how gathering works, how to get items into your inventory. So if you see items around in Sims, or if you purchase one of our other products like trees and farms and things, you can gather items simply by left clicking. As you can see, it's giving me some it's working through it, taking some energy from me, and it gave me two apples. This specific bucket is just a demo, and I've set it to give you between 1 and 5 apples. So if I then go into my little backpack and click view, it will take you to your virtual inventory on our portal. Now we've both got virtual inventory as well as physical, so I'll give you examples of that. So 6 apples, I've got 4 iron ore currently and 5 sticks that I've given myself. So let's stick with 6 apples, and let's click this apple again and see what happens. So I've received 1. That means this would come up to 7 if I refresh the page. There you go, so now I've got 7 apples. So what you can do now with the rest of your inventory, I can decide to give an item to a player. So I've got my other alternate account over here to give you an example. Now let's make this screen smaller so you can see what's going on across both accounts. Here's SL Colonies and here's Temujin. So let's give an apple to SL Colonies. Give to SL Colonies I'm going to give him one of my items. I've got a few items here, so I'm going to give him food because I know apple is a food. And I've got apples, so I'm going to give him an apple, and it will ask me how much. It tells me I've got 7. Let's give him 5 apples. So SL Colonies receive 5 apples from you. Remove from my inventory. SL Colonies, you receive 5 apples from Temujin Kalidius. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Something else you can do from your inventory is a trade. This is even better than giving, because giving there's no return of anything. Okay, so let's go back to these double screens to make it easier. How much money has SL Colonies got? He's got 69 copper. Alright, I'm going to give SL Colonies a trade. I'm going to offer a trade of some apples, and let's see what he offers me back. Trade, scans for players, and I select SL Colonies. I'm going to give him some apples. I've got 2, let's give him 1. Now he gets a pop-up on the opposite end, so instantly. It's telling me that Temujin has initiated trade, and they would like to trade 1 apple. Do I want to trade? If I click no, what happens? No, it's been refused. So let's try that again, see if he accepts it again. Let's go. Yes. What do I want to offer for this 1 apple? Well, let's give him some money. I have 69, so I'll give him 20 coins. I've selected to give 20 coins. It gives you a confirmation. Do I wish to proceed? Yes. And now they're offering me back 20 coins. Do I want to confirm this? Well, I'm not happy with it. If I'm not, we start over. Alright, he's received 20 coins from you, and they've been removed from your inventory, and I have received 20 coins from SL Colonies. So my apple should be gone. If I go to trade another apple with SL Colonies, I should only have 1. Right, let's ignore that, because I do have the 1. So, what else is in this pretty bag here? Use. Okay, how this works. Let's say I am hungry. Let's have a look at my stats here. Show stats. I've got 4 hunger. Let's use an apple and see how it recoups my hunger or thirst. Or it might even do energy, but I've got full energy anyway. Use, food, apple. Okay, I've used an apple from my inventory. It has been removed. You eat a portion of the apple, affecting your health by 5, your energy by 10, your hunger by -10, your thirst by -1. So as you can see, my hunger's gone to nothing, and I've dropped 1 thirst with an apple. I've also gained 5 health and energy by 10, but because I was full, you didn't see that in action. Res. Now res lets you res physical items. How this works is you can, so the idea in our game is we're going to have crafting stations that can create weapons that you could physically wear on your avatar as a prim, or say crafting stations that make furniture that you could display in your house and stuff. So I've just put a basic box here as an example. It's just like the apples. 8 units, item SLC plain box. Left, I've received 1. Let's turn off this stats window. So let's have a look at my inventory. I should have an SLC plain box in my online inventory. SLC plain box. Now you see this little star here. That means that it's a resable item. I've got 1. I can trade it to another player. I can put a sell order in the market while it's in this condition. Once it's res in well though, that's it. You can't put it back into the system, and they're not transferable, so you're not going to be able to sell them on the marketplace either. So now let's go to res. See, now this SLC plain box has come up. It will communicate with our main server in our in-world store, connecting to the server, and then the server will actually send you the prim SLC plain box. It's delivering my tool to my HUD, and that's not what it should say. Let's double check that it hasn't actually sent me the box as well in here. Nope. So I've got to change the messaging in here, and you will see in my inventory here I've received an SLC plain box, no copy, no modify, for this particular item anyway. That's pretty much a rundown of that. Next I'm going to run you through tools, how to use them for gathering, and also how to craft them. Hey, welcome back again everyone. So what I'd like to do for you guys now is run you through the tools system in the roleplay, as well as how to craft tools and how they're used. I've gone ahead and created a quick item giver so I can get a tool without having to craft it, so I can show you how gathering with tools works. And because essentially I have no tools in my inventory currently, so I have no tools stored in my HUD. How tools work is they use SL experiences. They actually store in the contents of your HUD, and then they've also got durability and lose durability every time you use them. So without further ado, I'm going to grab myself a pickaxe. Now this works exactly the same. First it goes into all tools go into your virtual inventory on a database. As an example, I should have a pickaxe now. No, I don't. Oh, hang on, I'm in the wrong one, sorry. There's my iron pickaxe, 1. I'll close all the windows so that doesn't happen again. So they're virtual, and right now I can still trade it with other players and list it on the marketplace. Not on the SL marketplace, but on the SL Colonies marketplace, the virtual marketplace we are creating for this game. Now, if you see some gathering items, you might spot things like this. Now, if I click this without a tool on, it checks for my appropriate tools. It tells you which ones: a stone pickaxe, iron pickaxe, or a normal pickaxe. So it says to use the appropriate tool. Now that I've got the tool in my inventory, if I went to use tool, it still says I have no tools in my HUD. What you have to do is you have to first store it into your HUD from your inventory, from your virtual inventory. And the way that works is you can only do this in a sim that has a region server, an SLC region server. Basically something that a sim owner or RPG builder can get from us. I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. It's just a box. And it stores some scripts to send stuff, and it's also got some tools. Alright. So if I click Get Tool, and the iron pickaxe has been detected, it'll connect to this server that was in this sim. You can't do it across other sims. It has to be in a sim registered with SL Colonies, and it will say delivering your tool to your HUD. Once it's done, it should let me reuse the menus. It'll actually say it's delivered. Just wait one moment. Okay, there we go. So you've received an iron pickaxe. Now if I went and right click my HUD and went to the contents, you will see the iron pickaxe has been added. It's no modifier. Don't bother trying to copy it. The HUD is no modifier as well, so you can't make copies or anything, and it's registered in a database level as well. So now if I were to use my tool, I've got an iron pickaxe, and if you haven't used the SL experience, our experience yet, it will ask you to allow it, and it will automatically attach to your avatar. And you see this 49 here, that's the durability this pickaxe has. Every time you use it, it will drop 1. Once you've used all your durability, it will be destroyed and removed from your HUD automatically. If you try and load another iron pickaxe, I haven't got any more obviously, but if you tried and load another one, it will just say that you've already got a tool, and you'll possibly overwrite the current tool. Don't really want to be doing that. So now if I left click the iron ore, it checks for my tool and says yep, it's all good, and it starts mining. Goes for its set amount of time. It will consume your energy, and it will derez. So I see it's used some durability, it's used some of that. Now this one's not set up yet, but so it won't derez. Now to detach your tool, we will have a menu that will allow you to detach your tool, otherwise you just gotta basically grab it and detach it. Now I've received 9 iron ore. I had 4 before, I believe, from memory. So I should have 13. Yep, that's right. And I've got some sticks. Now I've created a basic recipe so I can make my own new pickaxe with the crafting station and give you an example of how it works. It's not exactly how it's going to work because you don't use iron ore. We're going to be using iron ingots, and before you can use the crafting station, you're going to have to smelt the ore. And I haven't added the animations on here or anything yet, but it's just to give you an example. I'm pretty sure I can use this recipe as an explorer, as I've set it to level 1. So it'll sit me down. So basically this is a recipe book. Once you have crafted something and you figured out your own recipe, it'll be stored in your recipe book forever if it's part of your only if it's part of your profession. If it's not, you just always have to do it this way. You have to add ingredients or remove ingredients and then craft. You don't have to add it in a specific order either. But I do know that iron ore I'm going to need 5. I've written this down. And sticks, I'm going to need 5 of those. Now remember, this isn't animated, so I hit craft and it won't let me, probably because I've set this recipe to a level 2. But basically how it works is you'll sit there for a time in your animation, it'll do its thing, and then you'll collect your item. You'll click to collect your item. And I'll be showing you this once we've got crafting stations set up and ready for release. So stay tuned. Next I'm going to show you this money. Now there's no one around me. It works exactly the same. I don't even have to show you with the account. It works exactly the same way as our trading we did before. Give, sorry. It scans for a player nearby. Actually, let's show you, because we have the time, don't we? SL Colonies. I'll teleport myself. Alright, now it's going to scan for players around. SL Colonies. It tells me I have 70 coins, which is accurate. Let's give this guy 20 of my coins. My coins dropped to 50. You'll tell me I've given him 20. And he said he's received 20. Gone to 69 from 40. Alright, so I hope you guys are happy with that. Next I'll probably start showing you crafting stations and some other gathering items. Alright, stay tuned. Thanks very much.